tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to come back to kind of what's a basic idea, a basic move, but we're going to look at a few different ways to, one, make sure we're doing it correctly. So we'll start off with the basic. We're going to look at ways of how it's advanced, how we can make it even better, and then we're going to start working at how do we combat some of the common defenses for it, okay? So what we're going to do is, let's see, whose arm is it? Mike's excited for us. Come on out, Mike.
Woo, Mikey!
Showing off for the camera.
Yeah.
You asked for a simple assistant, and
the greatest role ever.
And here it is. We got Peachy Cardinal out here. All right. So what we're going to look for is we're going to go side control, and we're going to look at hitting the Kimura up on the far side, right? Basic. Everybody should kind of do it, but again, we're going to look at some details because a lot of times the details get lost, things get missed, and then, like I said, kind of the way they advance to fight defenses and stuff. So again, we're thinking about just our basic setup, all right? And this is what we're going to do is just our basic setup. So I'm going to be kind of controlling him over here. This is what I want. I don't want to be cross-faced. I want to stay over here. This arm is going to come back, and I'm going to look to pin, right? Most of the time, we kind of want to start to pin the wrist. But sometimes if we're here and we're fighting side control, you know, I'm sprawled out, I'm looking, I may not be able to get to that wrist yet. So I'm going to try to control just for the elbow first, okay? When I get that elbow, I'm going to bring my elbow to the ground. Now he starts to move his arm, right? I can catch it coming up, or I can stop it coming down. This is going to give me my chance to slide out there to the wrist. So I'm actually going to come out to the wrist a little bit, and I want to keep it tucked. My elbow stays against his body, and I'm controlling his wrist. Okay? His arm is staying straight for now, that's fine. If you know Kimura, we're going to get it here. Right? But how many times does it end up there to start with? It doesn't. So I'm going to keep this frame. This is what I want. Thumbless grip here. Okay? Because if I'm making a grip like this, where's the weakest point of my grip? Right there, yeah. So if I'm trying to hold here, he pulls out right, yeah. That's what, enjoy that little wrist arm. But he can break out there easy. When I come over the top here, I'm really kind of using the ground to pin him. I'm going to take this other arm, and I'm going to come in underneath him, right? Now, if he's holding that arm flat, see how he was being he was being a good partner, let me do that. There's a few different ways you can manipulate that, right? One of the ways that I always learned that if you really want to get him moving, my idea is I want my elbow here. But if I bring it right here, and I start pushing on that hip bone, he's going to start to bump against me. He's not going to like that. See? He's going to move. And when he moves, I can duck under here. Okay? So again, this, don't sit here and do that. That's kind of cheap. But if you can't get under here and you need him to move, bring your elbow back right to that hip flexor. Never let go of the wrist. Just kind of a little pressure. He'll start moving. Come underneath. Okay? Now, again, most of the time, we go straight for our wrist. It may be hard to get. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually start connecting to his arm. See how I kind of hug under here? And I keep it. Now, I can steer around and I can get control of this where I want. It's going to make it a little bit easier to bend, a little bit easier to play with. So again, here, come under, start collecting it first. Get here first. I'm going to come to my own wrist. When I come here, I'm going to start pulling him in. Right? See how now I can bend the arm. Come out a little bit, bring it up, switch my hips. And what I'm going to do is, most people will want to do this. Well, if I do this and Mike's super strong, guess what's going to happen? I'm getting rolled. So all I'm going to do is this arm that's right here, my left arm, I'm just going to straighten it. Almost like I'm doing a one-arm push-up. Once I get to that, I start pushing his hand back. Okay? Think of his hand like a paintbrush, and I'm dragging it across the mat. So I'm here, I've come under, I've got my wrist. I want to try to break him into a nice little square here. Switch my hips, okay? Straighten this arm like a push-up, and start pushing back. That's going to be it right there. I'm doing this, we're sitting up. Yeah. Straight. Good, Diego. Okay. This is bent. It's even better. Yeah. But don't think about lifting. Think about like I'm doing a one-arm push-up. That's going to take care of it. Okay? Everybody good to start with this one? Think about those details. Make sure you got it locked. And then we'll go into different ways to make it tighter and more efficient. Good? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Do you want to partner with me? Okay. Cool. So, this is the side control I was talking about.
Coach, let me fix your mic first.
I'll show you.
Are you going to talk
show you
to
the
the mechanics?
mechanics.
Or are you going to actually show how to do
I'm
it?
going to show you. So, one of the things on the entry to side control, I want to make my my knees connect to your hips and your underarms. So if we were scrambling here, I'm going to come in and control your hip, and you see my knees. I'm trying to separate that, and I'm going to bring this up over this way, and I'm going to come under your head here, and I'm actually going to pinch this. Yeah, it does. And I'm also controlling with, I've got my knee, I'm controlling your hips here. And now my sternum is on your sternum, and if I were being like a real jerk, I get real heavy. I'm not going to do that though in this case. So this is our side control starting position. And I also to keep my head down, I'll be keeping everything really, really tight because you're going to be struggling. You're going to be trying to get this elbow into my hip bone. That's called a frame. That'll keep that pressure off. I'm going to be coming in and trying to get rid of that and come over this way. So we're starting off. I'm under your head here. I'm in the side control. I'm then going to come bring this arm around like he was talking about. I'm going to put it next to your head. And if you see what I'm doing here is I've got both of my elbows, this one here, and I'm isolating this far side arm. So then I'm going to be looking at trying to control this. There's a bunch of different ways to do it. Depends on what the person's doing. Like a lot of times they'll be pushing on like you might be pushing like on my shoulder or something like that. I can come out and I have this taped up because of what he's talking about. I bit my thumb down real bad, so it makes it real good. I like to use thumbless grips anyway wherever I can, especially in no-gi. It's just a better way to push. So if I've got you over this way and I'm isolating this, I'm going to be thinking about coming in and taking this and I'm pushing your palm flat and I'm dropping my elbow here. So I've got this away from your body. This is where the T-Rex arm stuff is coming in, right?
So that's where I would be trying to do.
Yeah, you'd be trying to do that, and I'd be trying to, exactly, because I'd be getting really, really heavy here. And you'd be going, trying to come out. So like you said, depending on what you're doing with this arm over here, is I'm going to come under it. And then I'm kind of coming up and I'm kind of hugging around your shoulder. See how that just lifted up your shoulder? And then I'm going to be bringing this up. I'm trying to take the angle of your elbow and push it up so I can bring my wrist to my hand. So I'm doing this.
Okay.
So you can kind of feel it. So I'm coming up, I'm bringing it up, and that's already getting bad. All right, and once I've got that here, that's what he's talking about. That's what, see, I'm on both my knees here. I'm switching my hips. I come this way, and that's when I'm straightening this arm out. And it'll get real, real bad. And whenever it gets too much and you can feel it, just do this. Just give a little, and then I'll make me stop. Okay, so yeah, you try it. And are you right or left-handed? Right. You probably want to be on this side. Yep, so you're going to basically take, this arm's going to go under my head, this is going to block, this elbow's going to block my hip, that one's going to, right, that's good, and this one's going to go in my armpit. Like up like there. See, now your base is real good, right? And your sternum is going to want to be like right there. So think about making like a plus with our sternum. The more parallel or perpendicular you can be versus parallel, the better in this case. And you'd be getting really, really heavy. This right here is like think about like a pincher like that. Like so, yeah. That's getting into the bottom through thing. And I'm trying to get this elbow in here, that frame. You're trying to keep all this tight to where I can't get that. So provided I can't get that, that's when this arm would come around, and come this way, and back here, boom. See now, see where your arms are isolating, isolating. So if I'm up this way, you'll want to, that's right, your left hand to push this down, and then find a way that you can, yep, you've got that now. Your left elbow needs to come to the mat. Boom. See how I just popped that out?
Finish up the
and
one you're
now,
on.
I'm going to be struggling, and it's going to come under, this one's going to come under my arm. Yep. Now, bring this to your hand and connect your hands together. Like over your right hand to go over your left wrist. Yes, right there. Okay, now this hip's going to drop down. Like you're going to kind of straighten this leg out. Yep, that's it. And now straighten your elbow out. This elbow.
Let's take a look at a few details.
Yeah, see how it lifts up?
It's going to make
like
it better.
that, and then I'm going to
Again,
go.
this is the
Because
foundation.
I don't like it.
Right?
And that's
So
a key
here's
word.
our basic details that we're going to look at to keep making this better and better. So yeah, let me have everybody back around here a little bit so you can see Mike's arm. Okay. So now if we're thinking about the mechanism of this, right, is it might just sit up right now. Okay. The main thing that we're looking to do is I want his arm to rotate like this until it hurts, right? Or it breaks or whatever. Okay. That's what I want. If I'm pulling up his body and stuff, I'm not getting that rotation. So when we come down here, when I set this up, okay, If I am too far underneath his shoulder and I start to straighten, look, see, I'm bringing him to me. There may be some pressure, but I'm picking him up, right? However, watch, if I come off of his shoulder a little bit to here, see I'm just below his shoulder muscle? Now when I do it, see how that rotates a little bit better? That's the rotation. That's what I want. Okay? The other thing that's going to help with this, if Mike's arm's down here, it rolls. If I have him here, this thing's tight. Look at how much he's already coming off the mat. That's going to be easy to lift up. So this is our next detail. Now, for some people, like especially with my shoulder with the torn labrum, if you get my shoulder to here, I'm tapping. You're not even going to have to lift it up. And then a lot of people go slow with this because there are tight shoulders, and this does not take much to get that to go. Okay? So once we're here, we're going to come through, we're going to connect. I'm around his shoulder. I don't want that. I'm going to come out a little bit more. The other thing I'm going to do is look at where I'm laying. If I lean back at all, it gives him a chance to sit up. I'm going to move up a little bit higher on his chest. Almost like my chin. See how his chin's touching my ribs? I want there. Now I pull this up and pull it in. The elbow can't be here. I want it straight out if I can. Boom. Now from here, I can already feel his shoulders so tight. That's it. Think about it. When I was here the first ones, and I'm here, look, I can get Mike all the way up to here. Right? If I'm here, Mike can get all the way up to there. I pull this in tight. Boom. Elbow up. That's it. Now you can see my body didn't have to lean at all. It's really just that. All that one arm straight. Okay? So again, let's add to our details. We started our idea of monkey grip underneath. Now here's the next details to make it tighter. Underneath, monkey grip grab. I want to get a little bit higher up on his chest, like I'm across his collarbones. I want to pull this up. See how the elbow comes up to his ear? That's what I want. Now, not here. Move down just a little bit. I straighten. Done. And once you make these extra things, you're going to feel how tight that shoulder is before you even raise it up. Okay? That's all we're doing is we want to get every muscle, that rotator cuff, everything jammed up hard. And then we're going to crank it. Sound good? Sure. All right, let's keep working it. Let's add these few little details, make it tighter, and then we're going to, again, it hurts. How can we make it hurt worse? And we'll do that. 1, 2, 3.
Another bonus with that stepping up high, if you noticed Mike, when he had it, it was like this way, when he's bringing this up high, it's a lot harder to get that frame in. The leverage is really crappy once it's there. You know what I mean? You can't really get in there. The thighs like right here, so you can't even just like slip in. It's really hard to do that. So, was it this side?
Nope, other side.
Yeah, here we go. All right. So let's start off the full side control under the head and everything. Yep. Boom. You over here. And I'm trying to get this frame in. I'll be moving around trying to do this. You'll be driving the shoulder down.
Okay.
Once you've got everything in place that you like, you're like, okay, now I'm going to go ahead and fire off this humor.
This goes like
Yep.
here.
Boom. Yep. You're going to drive that back. Yep. Boom. Pin that down. Make sure that elbow comes. This elbow comes to the mat. Boom. There you go. So I'm doing all this. See, I'm already gonna have. You're already doing a 2-on-1. It's gonna be hard. Boom. You connected it. So you're over my shoulder. Come out.
That's right.
Yeah, right there. See, that's really good. Now take like a little half step up. Try to think about taking my elbow up. So come, take your hips up this way, just up towards my head. Towards my head, boom, boom, boom. Just kind of walk, walk, walk. Now crush me while you're doing it with your chest. And keep your elbows in the mat, you know. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, like this. Now, the little hip switch thing and straighten out this elbow. Like, keep it to the ground because you've got this jammed up really good. That's okay. Keep this elbow on the mat. There you go. Now this is going to be the elbow that's going to come up.
Just straight up.
Yep, straight up. You're going to straighten out your arm like you did a one-arm push.
I can't do that with my knee.
There you go. Now, the only thing that's missing here is this heavy top pressure. So if you can like spread this leg out a little bit, yep, and keep your brace down on my, you know, keep your breastbone on my breastbone.
Right.
Yeah, like right there. Boom.
Okay.
Yep, had that there. That's good. Now straighten that out. Tap.
Okay.
That's good. All right, I'll do one on you so you can feel.
When it's out here.
All right, so I'm
only thing
coming
you can
in.
do is rotate.
I've,
This thing is
so a
like
lot of times it's come, I passed your guard, I'm coming over here, I'm coming in, I'm gathering up this elbow to get this, because you're thinking about getting a frame in, I'm not letting you do it. So I'm gonna come over and try to,
So we want that
come over this way, real good here. I've got all this in. Your arms here, you're gonna be using this arm to defend. So you're gonna be pushing on me or whatever it is. I'm gonna be thinking about capturing it somehow or another. There's a million different ways to do that. I usually like to go ahead and catch it ahead of time, bringing this guy out. And of course, I'm gonna be staying really heavy. I'm gonna be really heavy. I'm gonna come back and I'm actually gonna try to get your. Another thing is when you push that head back, you're bringing it off the center line. So I'm thinking about doing that because that'll make it harder for you. So I'm gonna bring it back this way. You're gonna be flailing around, doing stuff. Another thing you can do, this is really, like you know how we're diving it under, you can flip it and pull like this. Flip it. That's another good way. A lot of people are really good about doing that. So I'm gonna pull it over. Huh?
Show me what you're talking about.
So, yeah. So you're keeping this pin down, right? Let me do it. So I'm gonna turn my hand over, and I'm going to pull up and then switch over. So instead of just diving under this way, I have my hand out this way, pulled up.
Okay.
I've got this here. I'm holding this. See, I'm over your shoulder right now, which is fine.
That's where you moved it down here.
That's right. That's right. So that's fine. You can certainly get it this way. This is a little tune and tweak and so on. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm leaving this here. I actually like to leave this here for now because it's anchored over your shoulder. If I can bring this up to here, and usually that's pretty bad. Then if I can bring this up, now it's probably really bad. I'm going to make that change. You see how you're, see, chances of you getting your frame in now are really low.
Yep.
And again, I mean, really, and I'm trying to say as perpendicular to you as I possibly can. Sometimes it's, we put on the side, you're going to get that off a little bit.
Yep.
But once I've got this locked up here, that's what I do, the one arm push up there, and it probably should get really tight on the left, right there. But once I feel you tap, I let go immediately. Does that make sense? Yep. And that's a good 2-1, we're looking at 2-1-1 manipulation. And so like if you were getting me in the side control, this is one of the things I would do. So go ahead and give me the side control.
So you said knee and elbow here.
Yeah. This is control my head, so this is gonna come over. I'm thinking T-Rex arms.
Right.
And I'm thinking about turning into it, making it hard, because I don't want to be flat.
So that's where I need to be doing this.
That's right. Yep. And you're gonna be flattening me out. When you feel this thing coming, this coming over here, you can switch your hips, try to flap it out, or you can take this one over here, this hand out over here, if you're keeping everything really tight over here, because I've got this arm in here right now. And pull this elbow out and kick this knee under. You know what I mean? If you feel this isn't the greatest thing in the world for you to have. I would address it first before I started doing an attack.
Okay.
You can still get the attacks. People are going to be real good at this, but I would get in the habit of getting rid of that. Then, okay, let's say you got rid of it. This needs to be up in my armpit. This needs to be touching me. Yeah. Now I can't even get that free.
Okay.
So if you've got this over here, you can't grab it yet. That's okay. You take this arm out. Yeah. Now you can start using both
putting dead weight on it.
Yes. Now you can start trying to separate this elbow from my body, however you want to, with both of your hands. You know, getting it down the strap, and then you
Let's
can
circle
come
up.
over.
I'm going to show you another couple of details to
That
this.
sounds good.
Because again, the foundation
Practice on him at home.
the concept is simple, but there's so many details along the way that make it better. Because again, you may roll somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. You can just have your basic and you get it, right? But as people start advancing, they're going to be a little bit tougher, right? And then again, you never know. Are they tight shoulders or are they loose shoulders? You've got to figure it out. So, one of the other problems we get, who here has tried to do a Kimura before on, say, like Big Chris or Nasser? Or Vinny. Somebody who's very big, wide shoulders, very strong. It is very hard to do. Sam sometimes, it depends on Sam's boot, right? So one of the problems that you get with them is because they are such wide shoulders and you're off the ground a little bit more, even if you get up here really high, it's really easy for them to want to bridge and push and move you. So this is a move, an extra little detail that's going to make this super tight. You can add a little insult to injury with this if you want to, however mean you want to be. Yeah, Diego's excited for that. But it's going to be one of these that really works great against the bigger guys, and it's going to work against the explosive player. Okay, so if somebody's really explosive or they're really big, this is going to work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do everything right. I'm going to come in, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna start moving him up, and I'm gonna come up near his head, okay? So what I'm gonna do from here is I'm actually going to walk right across his face and sit. And I push back. Look at his arm. I can feel this tension. Look at, and watch, I don't even have to straighten my arm, you ready? All I'm doing is this. That little bit is enough to bridge this. And look, I don't even have to have it completely bent. Come here, look, and that's it. Yeah, right there, it's easy enough, okay? So again, you can be super mean and drag your hip right across their face. Okay? Save that for your friends. Otherwise, step over. You can be nice. Right? So everything is here. We're setting up. Now here goes the problem. What if his arm's up here? I don't care. I got this. I don't care. I'm coming over. I don't care. And then once I get here, I scoot back. Now his head's out of alignment. And the tension on this shoulder is insane. It's not even rotated anywhere. It's not bent. It's straight. I don't care. That's done. Hot all day. Okay. You can also, if he floats it off the ground, what else is there? Yep. If this gets too straight, look at my positioning. Okay, cool. Yeah. If I'm here, boom, I have the, he straightens and puts his thumb up. Thank you. Because watch this. All I gotta do is push his hand to the ground. That's it. Yeah. Always the wrist lock. So again, that's our main thing that we're doing. Started setting up, get it there. And all I'm really doing is, like I said, I can, you know, for us old people, nice Dukes of Hazzard it, bam, right across his face. Yeah. Exactly, thank you. Or, I can be nice, but again, when I step over, stepping over isn't enough. I gotta push back. Push back against like the side of his head. And I've got this thing. And it's gonna set up that again. Boom, he wants even straighten from here. Cool, no problem. Break it, right? All kinds of stuff. Everybody good for that little step over? Set it up normally, okay? Even do it this way. This is actually how I want you to do this. Set it up, think about our details. Boom, folded down a little bit to my wrist. I'm gonna get it right there. I'm going to raise it up. I'm gonna get it. As soon as he says tap, I'm gonna slide over, sit, scoot into him. Tap there. I'm gonna allow him to rotate his arm. Tap there. 3. Nice and simple. Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
So that's
Good, let's flip it.
Hey, look. It's Khabib coming out for his fight.
So that little, this little angle here is exactly where you're going. You know what I mean? So
All right.
It's Khabib in his hat coming out for a fight.
over on one side.
We have the other color.
I've been hitting the head a lot.
Give it a go.
Keep me on the ground.
Look at my basics here.
Sure, yeah. Start from the beginning. Let's start with it. Let's go ahead and get in the habit of
This
it.
under.
Yeah. That way. Yep. And your knees are right
Okay,
spot.
yep.
Yep, right there. Sternum to sternum. That thing. I'm gonna be thinking about it. Yep. So go ahead.
Whole body weight here. So if you're laying across here,
Yeah, that's good. So that so far so good. I'm actually moving around a little bit just because that'll help you a little bit and things will fall into place. Good. Okay, so right here, you can walk your hips up towards my head a little bit to get rid of it. Yep, there you go. Now, this is gonna be the one that straightens out.
Oh, yeah.
And I tap.
Okay.
Boom. Now, this is where you're gonna walk around. Walk around. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, that's okay. Yep, and then this part right here is gonna fall right into this part and get real tight here. There's some space here. There we go.
What about you put elbow?
Like right here. Yes, that right there. The right here. So you can. Well, then your right arm is going to be the one. So this is loose. Keep all that real tight. So come back through and grab. Yep, and grab your wrist. Yep, there. Now, if I'm straightening it out straight, you can pop in. This needs to be all. This needs to be tight.
Okay. So like that or no?
Something's a little off. I can't really tell what is off, though, honestly. So let me do it to you. Okay. Maybe we can
Figure it out.
Yeah. I'll just start off doing it. Okay, so over here, and boom, boom, boom. I've got. Let's see. I'm doing my power cumulative thing. I gotta remember to do it the right way. Yeah, boom. Got this. So I'm coming over. I'm stepping over. I'm actually walking this way, by the way. So instead of walking over this way, I'm stepping this way, so I can scoop it with my hip. So I'm gonna loosen that up a little bit so it doesn't hurt you. Then I'm sitting back in this way. Yeah, I'm keeping I want to keep this shoulder pinned down. I don't want it coming up. That might have been it then. And I don't have my arms connected right now, so I don't really need to. If I had them connected, it would really be rough. So if I'm ordinarily I'd be real heavy right here. I'm gonna let go of this one, but I'd be real heavy right here. And then I take that, and then that's when I can just rotate it like that. Or if you straighten out your arm, that's when I'm going to change this to that. And I'm going after the elbow. Does that make sense? All right. I don't think you were either. I think that might have been it. All right. So, yep. And don't feel bad about sliding over. This stuff is, you need to keep that connection, that pressure the whole time. Anytime. As being the person on the bottom, anytime I feel any sort of opening, I'm gonna take it, and you gotta deny all.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to here.
Yep, good. That's good. Yep, you can straighten that out. Oh, I will. Go ahead and get me. All right.
All right, now this part, I'm not doing to do with walking around.
Yeah. So the left leg is gonna be the one to kick around. Yeah, and walk it all the way around, because you're going to be taking this up.
My left? He's in front. But see, okay, that's where I'm doing it.
I slept there like cases.
Yeah, I
Slide all the way around.
I can do
It depends on how rude you want to be. Now, if you want to slide right across my face, yeah.
Let's see, I'm afraid of okay, so I'm not interested in sliding across face.
He's
but,
already
but wait a minute, no, but because I'm not, I think I'm getting on. How do I?
But we're only learning it right now. That's
Okay.
gonna be something. Right now, we're learning the basics. So
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
but
right.
this
That's
is where
right.
you, this is where you were sitting like on my shoulder.
Now, see how your hips on your shoulder? I don't want to, almost like this, like I'm doing a side plank.
Okay, so he is on.
Good. You're on it. You're on it, Laura.
Okay.
You got it. This is different than last time.
Okay, so now I'm straightening it out.
Your right arm.
Like, am I just like,
Yeah.
but
Straighten
don't
it
I
out.
straighten this one? No?
Keep that elbow pulled up.
Which elbow?
His elbow pulled up.
There.
Keep this one on the ground.
Oh, gotcha. I always
Perfect. That's great. Now I straighten it out.
Plus again, so like if we have places where it's like, I don't want to hurt him, I want to go, we're learning it now. Save the, as you get a feeling for it, be like, let me find the basic movements where I need to be. Then we go, hey, let's go to 20%. Let's go 40% resistance. Let's go 50. I'm going to really radical start. Let me see if you can stop me. And that's where you build it up. So make it, even if you're saying, I'm losing pressure now, we're learning the movements, and then we touch it all back.
Are you kidding me right now, Coach Bruss?
What did I do?
I have 3 cameras and you're not in any of them. Are you kidding
All
me?
right, I'll get one on you.
Take two. So anyway, that's what we do is we take our time and we walk ourselves.
The audacity.
Can everybody just line up right down here? So
So
Wow.
I'm over here, already on the other side. So I'm already over here. I've already captured the kimura for the most part, so I'm coming over here, okay? So I try to get this, I can't get it. You know, it's, I don't have the pressure, so So then that's when, and like I said, I like to step through it this way, but it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna actually loosen this up a little bit. This is gonna be tight. So I come up around, but I do slide around, and I wanna sit here. That's what I like to do, sit there. You're actually straightened out a little bit. If we were, I can certainly get the shoulder lock. You're probably gonna be struggling, and you're gonna shoot that sucker out, then I'm gonna switch it. And then that's when I'm gonna get that on the elbow. See what I'm saying? All right, yeah, you're doing really, really good. And with me, don't worry about hurting me or anything. All right?
I'm sure I couldn't.
Yeah, you could. You could. But no, that your pressure's already better. Good. So I'm here. Yep. And you're gonna isolate this however you can. You've already got that. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Real quick. Yeah. You still would have it. You still would have it. We're gonna get into good habits. boom, tap, perfect. Okay, you're gonna hold on to that and walk around.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Yep.
Back up against his head. Back up, yes. Put his head out of alignment. There it is. Now it's even harder.
There we go. If you can get this to the mat. Boom, nice, nice.
And then,
Yep, go ahead and lift it up.
Keep going about another minute.
You got that. Straighten it out. Trying to get-
too, huh?
Brian, stop teaching him
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm talking about. That's it.
Did you teach the wrist lock too?
Huh? Oh, we'll do the wrist lock.
Yeah.
Wrist lock next time. That's good. Okay, I'll do one on you. It's funny with this stuff. A lot of times when your opponent's doing it, you're like, oh, I feel that. I'm gonna try this time. You know what I mean? So here, I'm already isolating, getting that off here. Grab this, connect it. Coming over here, I try to get it, I can't. So I'm gonna keep this connection. I'm gonna come around. I'd be real rude ordinarily, slide across your face, falling into that spot there, using my ribs to keep. See how my elbow's on the ground over here?
I always leave that on your pocket.
Yeah, because you want to use your body
Yeah.
and to get that. If we were really grappling and I was like with a big guy, I would roll these. I roll those in that way, and I would be able to go that and straighten that out. You know what I mean? So anyway, got that here. Boom, you straighten it out. So that's when I grab it here.
This feels pretty good.
Straighten it out. Perfect.
Tired of the wrist lock.
Yeah, you're doing really good.
Alright, so finish up the one you're on. Everybody circle up. Gonna add some other little details. Okay? So, we get Adam in here. Adam has two different things that he's gonna show, considering similar to this. That's one that he likes to set up. And he's got another thing for the one we just did, a good concept on the feet position. So, go ahead and show the step up and then show that how you do the feet.
Oh, okay. So nothing changes. The same setup that we've got here, underneath, all of this. But when I rotate my hips out, it's like some people get their feet like this, you know, or like this for this. And the reason why is here, I don't feel like I can get that much leverage to me. But when I do it here, I'm going this way. So I have more of a pull from here. That's one with the leg positioning. If you don't like it this way, it feels better. It's like the case. And then the other one is the step over one.
Your one leg step over.
Oh yeah. So he did a full sit over. So another way that we can do it here, just bring this leg over the top here, and you good. So without his arm there, so just keep your arm here. So you're here, and with that step over, you're doing that motion, the same motion, but it yeah. So I mean, go ahead.
Just right there.
But as the other thing, again, real quick, as he does that step over, so again, look at how he's just sitting to the side, right? So do the normal, just kind of like you're gonna do this, right? Start coming up, okay? So one, look at where his body is. Once he steps over, look at where his weight sets again. Because again, what we need to control is the more we can control across that collarbone, the harder it's gonna be for him to fight. But look at where now Adam's center of gravity for the lower part of the fight really just kind of came over here. Before it was back here. Now it's shifting around here a little bit more. And it's given him an opportunity to kind of sit a little bit heavier on Mike's shoulders and his upper body.
So my right hip right now is like kind of in his right pec, if you will, and my elbow is is my post. It's like on his hip and his post, and then it's just I'm pushing through to finish the same push through. You were quiet. Oh, okay, my bad. Those are the two things that I like.
Yeah, so again, think about it. Right now, this is part of it, is we start off easy, just thinking, what is my grip with this hand? What's my grip with this hand? Where am I at, right? And then you keep adding these details. Like I mentioned, one of the fun things about Jiu-Jitsu is you can look at it and you can take a move and just say, hey, let's do it in 3 steps. It's kind of sloppy, right? Then you can say, let's do it in 20 steps. And as you get better at Jiu-Jitsu, you start almost bringing it back down to where it looks like you're doing it in 1 step. And then as you get higher belt, you go, you know what? I want to learn something new. Let me add 20 new steps to it. So you start bringing it back out again. So it's always this constant learning of basics, make it better. How can I make it better through different ideas? So here's another good idea for it, another detail, and this is gonna manage with our grip, okay? And you're gonna see how this tightens things up even better. So I start here, and again, classic grip, I'm here, and I come with a thumbless grip on my wrist, okay? One of the other things too is this is where it plays into, you know, arm length, all this kind of stuff, okay? See how I've got still a lot of movement here? What I'm gonna do is as I pull him up, okay? As I bring this up, I'm gonna switch and come over my hand. How much tighter is that, Mike? Simple. Here, okay, look, there's a big rotation point, big rotation. When I come over my own hand, look at how much tighter that pulls. See how that pulls his wrist in even more? Not much rotation and it's done. Okay. So here's your next idea. I'm here, I've got my grip, I'm thinking about it, I'm here, I've got him bent. I'm gonna crawl over the top of my hand. And the more that I can kind of crawl up and get to it, the more I can suck this in. The more I suck this in, super easy. Okay? So let's just take a little minute and see how this grip feels different. Okay? I feel tension. Ooh, I feel a lot of tension. This is gonna be nothing. How about you, Mike? You feeling tension down there? Good. Okay? So again, one more detail and then we're gonna look at a defense. Very common defense for this. And we're gonna see how it works. A nice, good, easy one that is kind of surprising at how well it pops the elbow. Okay? But let's try that grip. Get your grip, walk over the top, and see how much different that is. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's got another one. You can do it on the
Now,
other
the idea is,
Oh, you want me to show you?
the initial, that was
Yeah, and I do a thing too, we might be looking at it, where I'll grab it, I think I showed you, it'd be like this. This one's a little bit, so we're coming through, and he's coming over the hand.
I think I'm also struggling because I'm not tight, like getting in close.
Yeah, that'll come with time,
Okay.
you know, that'll come with time,
Like,
just
when
as long
you're
as you
like-
know the
when you're like,
concept.
grab your wrist, I'm like, I can't even reach it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not tight.
It'll come. When you start tightening everything down, and everybody, like another opponent, like there's different sizes. Some of the stuff you just are like, I can't really get this on this, and then sometimes you're just like, oh, that's a piece of cake.
Yeah.
You know. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this over here. I'm capturing this. I'm keeping everything there ordinarily. So I've already got my arm over here. So you're gonna be doing stuff like pushing. You may even have it up here. You know, like doing stuff. I've got to find a way to capture. Once I do, now elbows down. This is the important one. That's the important one. That's the important one. So then, however, I can get this here. I can pull it up. I can connect it. Connect it here. So I'm still over. I'm still over your
hand is
shoulder.
on your wrist.
Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Yep.
That.
Okay, that should pop.
And I'm also still over your shoulder. I like to keep it there because I like to get everything there.
Yeah, one day you
Then I'm
just
gonna
pop,
take
I
it
actually
out.
texted you back, say it's like,
Going over my hand.
Gotcha.
Now that should have felt real tight just already. And then if I combine it with that thing where I'm doing that little roll, it gets even more. So then that's when we can chain all the stuff we did together. I can come around, or I can just kind of come in and straighten that out, you know. But I'm still trying. I want to keep this hand on the mat and lift that up the same way.
Make sure I stay in camera so I don't get yelled at.
This one.
So you're up there. Okay.
I like to go over the shoulder first, and then you come down over the deltoid, between the shoulder and the tricep. That's what I prefer.
Sure. You're just gonna go ahead and get
Yep,
this
sure, sounds good. Boom, I'm doing all kinds of stuff.
elbow down, Laura.
Yeah, the hip side, you want that one to be glued.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where I struggle.
Yeah, there you go. And do it without a thumb.
Without.
Yeah. Yep, you'll find that'll be easy.
What am I doing on here? I can't get this down.
You're over my shoulder right now, that's okay. Push with this one here, push this closer.
Okay.
You know, push that closer. The tighter you can get this into the armpit, the better. Take this out. Oh, there. Now poke that. Yep. That just got really good and tight.
And then, see that keep lifting that
This
up.
one. This is the elbow that you.
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah. That's the way you're gonna get it. So once you've got that in there, did you have your hand over your other hand?
Yes.
Okay. Very good. That's what you want.
I still have to get to my wrist.
Yep. So if we can take it, you can get them here. You want to take this and get it all the way into your armpit. And so this is also called a double wrist lock in catch wrestling. That's one of the things. We'll look at it later. Is a thing called a power kimura. And you're trying to jam the sucker right in there. The reason I want to show it to you is just the importance of bringing that up to there and getting this up like that. You know what I'm saying? The farther down, the worse.
Struggling to.
She's doing good. She's not struggling. She thinks she is. She's not. Watch her. Watch her. Check it out.
Once again, all right, I'm watching from here so I can stay in camera so I don't get yelled at.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I have to have you out here.
So you got the elbow.
Don't bend that way.
So now here's one of the things,
I keep
right?
wanting to lift this elbow.
Okay, but leave that. But now look at this. If your arm is up here,
Yep.
you have to go from here to here. That's right. You bring it down.
And I also need to be laying on you, don't I?
Yeah, flat. You need to be crushing
All
me.
flat. But again, so this is your distance. We want the shorter distance.
So
Now, and almost think like you're gonna come over the top of your fingers.
There we go.
And you
And then
feel his
lift.
arm feeling tighter?
yeah,
Yeah.
but see, okay, so do I lift? I'm trying to lift with my both. Like, yeah, how do I just?
One arm push up with the right arm.
Think about straightening that arm.
But lifting.
So now, look, the main reason is, if I'm sitting here like this,
That's
my weight's on both elbows.
That's
I can't do it. So guess what? If I shift my weight to one elbow, I can straighten.
now I can.
And watch, it straightens as I turn my body. Yep.
That's what I was doing.
And don't just pull straight because you're taking it like, it felt like that time you were just kind of pulling straight
Okay.
because that'll take away more distance. Try it again.
Thumb.
I can see.
Good.
You were almost straight arm.
Yes, you can.
It doesn't have to, actually, the more perpendicular, the better this is.
Okay.
So don't feel like it has to take a As you pull this up, you can walk your elbow up too.
Okay.
Now, how does that frame feel?
A lot stronger, yeah.
And you're not so spaced out.
Right, so now you're saying just straighten?
Bring this down a little bit more.
Okay.
So that you can get to your hand better. There we
Yeah.
go. Now, can you feel the tension a lot
Yeah.
better? Now, just start to lean on your left hip, lean on that left elbow, and straighten this one.
There we go.
Okay.
So much there. Yeah, I'll always try to point out, it's like when you've got that, instead of just lifting.
All right, everybody circle up.
See how that just takes everything out?
To think about.
Pulling, you
Show you
get
this
it.
nice
But if you do that,
counter to a defense. Okay. So, one of the things again is we talk about where that upper arm placement is, right? If I'm here, we talked about what happens if I'm behind his shoulder. I'm lifting his body up, right? I need to come out here more. The other thing too is, if my arm is here, I have to go through his shoulder. Look at where my hand is. It's way up here, right? If I come out here, where's my hand? It's closer to his hips. So if I stay up here, especially if I got somebody with longer arms or big shoulders, I gotta fight his shoulder. Look, I come closer. There it is, it's closer. It makes it easier to get this, okay? So think about coming down. Now there does come a point where I'm too far out, right? And we're gonna have a problem. So now, especially in no-gi, somebody's doing this to you, I start to grab your wrist, I'm trying to set this up. What's your number one defense that most people do?
I'm moving.
Maybe lift the shoulder up, but sometimes, depending on how strong they can bridge, right? But something even easier than that. Before that,
Oh, I was about to say.
I'm here and I'm doing this. To finish this move, what do I have to do? I need elbow up and his arm bent.
So if he strained
If
it.
he keeps it straight, I may be able to do the arm bar, but it's a little bit different, okay? So this is a pretty fun one that even when you first see it, you're like, no way. There's no pain, there's no pressure, okay? This is one that I actually saw Gordon Ryan do in instructional. It's one that I always thought the same thing. They straighten it, try to change your angle, and go for a straight arm bar, right? But the other thing, the problem that happens is that if I'm here and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna start going for a straight. Look at where my body moved, and now he can start to kind of bridge, he can roll. He's got his arm here, we're almost like ghosting out the back, okay? So watch this. I'm gonna go to set this up. He keeps his arm straight, right? What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna walk down a little bit so that I get right above his elbow. And what I'm gonna actually do is I'm going to just start looking. Done. I don't have to lift, I don't have to do anything. I can even come down right by his elbow. But this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look across his other knee. Done. Doesn't look like it's doing anything, does it? Because you expect me like here, I'm bending it. Nope, we're here, he goes straight. Slide down and look. See how my body naturally, that elbow naturally comes up? That's it. Almost like I'm trying to look across his hip. Right? I'm looking towards the back of the room. It's a pretty nasty one. But again, like I said, if Mike is doing this to me, right? So you're doing it to me. This would be it. And if we were sitting here and we were fighting, he got this hand pushed down, my first thing is usually, I do this. I straighten it out. If I straighten it out here, that's an easy one. See, like, I like to go here. Okay? So again, I'm here, Mike's trying to pull that elbow up. You can't do it. But guess what he's gonna do? Slide down. See? Right above my elbow. See, he's close to my body. See my elbow? He's right there beside it. Okay? Don't go too low. Stay above. Right there. See that? Now, what I want you to do is look at my foot over here. Turn your head. Don't worry about your body. Just keep turning your head. And that elbow will come up a little bit. Right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you see as you turn, if I'm here, when I turn my elbow now, see how it kind of, I don't want to roll my body because now my elbow's on the ground. I still need a slight lift. But from being here doing this, what does this shoulder do? This shoulder comes forward, my elbow raises. That's the pop right there.
Are you hyperextending, or are you kind of coming at an angle? Like
No,
this
it
way?
will pull a hyper, because if you think about it, right, is we commonly think about, you know, our arm bar pinky to here, right? And we're thinking about completely blowing the elbow back. Well, even if it's putting a pressure this way, there's your 3 ligaments right there. That's your Tommy John surgery. That's your picture surgery right there. I am now looking to open up and hit those medial ligaments out. Now again, even if it's turned, you know, that one's a little bit stronger, but I can do it. But whether I'm coming straight through or it's hitting this angle, that's gonna blow the weakest part of that elbow apart, right? So when I do this, I don't have to worry about where his pinky is. I don't care. I'm here. He goes straight, so I can't bend it, right? I walk down by his elbow. And see how I'm kind of going almost like not a complete 45 degree, but I'm not staying here. I'm moving a little bit. I'm pinning his shoulder down. Look at where his arm, see there? That's breaking it through. If he comes up here, that's breaking it that way. But most of the time, look, his hand's to the ground. See how that breaks? So it's kind of doing a double of up and through. And so then when I start looking across, see I turn a little bit and I start looking. That's it. And it's a very subtle, but you will feel that tension and you'll feel it because you'll be like, ah, you got nothing. And then it goes. Guys good? Alex, y'all having fun over there?
Yes, sir.
All right, got a little grab ass in the corner. Let's go, 1, 2, 3.
I'm thinking the same thing. Yeah. No, it's not. Yeah.
Children. Gosh, thought the kids' class was over.
There's not.
Shouldn't have stepped on that, I had no idea.
You certainly can. That's one of the, that's
Seriously, sorry,
not the
Coach.
best of fits.
Did you get yelled at?
It's just a
I
natural.
kind of felt like it. Kind of
You
felt like
probably
They're
should.
thinking, I don't want this to be bent, so I straight. That gives them the straight.
So now, if he straightens it straight out,
Also bring it up this way. It's
armbar right there, raise your
So-
forearm.
I do this.
This
I
is
do
sorry,
this
guys. I know,
just
so
like
I put arm this way.
I do a reach,
I'm getting arm.
palm down.
I'm gonna try to
It's
keep
a, it's a
it.
funny thing. Don't worry about it. But there is a way.
If it rolls this way, I get arm bar. If it goes this way, I get Americana. If I let you pull this
Yeah,
way,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
I'm
not.
gonna go like this.
It's a natural.
It's not the best of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I don't want you there, so I'm straightening them all.
Now.
But you still have it straight on. All right, so we're here. Boom, boom, boom.
Now, just kind of start looking, like you're gonna look over there.
So what he's talking about is coming out to here and grabbing over this way.
There.
Barely any.
Big difference, right? When this hand goes to the ground and you start looking, big difference.
You can also do this thing where you get this pushing. That slide pressure weight, what happens is. Come out way up here, then I.
He kills me.
Because I need to have my sperm.
Yeah, respectfully.
I need my weight off, which is what I'm trying to do in your position.
Boy, howdy. Yeah, you're so good.
That's why I'll kind of show you. Let's see where are we? Right. I had it right the first time. Yep. So we're here. You're going for it. I'm saying nope. Just travel this down way far. Yeah. Yeah. So and tighten everything up. Get everything tight. Yeah, that's great. The other way. Keep looking, kind of tighten everything. You're looking. You're right there. You're right there. You're real
discussion we had already. Makes sense.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And you keep everything real tight.
The other way.
So one of the things, like, if you get me back here, this is the way that I'll do it. I'll show you. If you're capturing Kimura, what I'll do is this. Yes, and you're gonna, if you were gonna try to go over that, I'm like, yeah, that's great. No, one,
Not a pure, I'm just straight top.
yeah, here, get it over. I'm so excited. All right, so
Quick and
over
nasty.
here, boom, boom, I don't want that, so.
So now, here's the thing. If he puts it straight out here, bring your forearm right there, and push his hand to the ground.
Yes.
And then you can almost just do this. See my hand? Look. This hand? Do this.
And then,
This is an arm bar right here. Don't even bother looking.
It's there, you've got it.
The look is gonna be,
this person,
well,
or
that's
this me
like,
for
so,
pushing him further this way.
my defense is I know if I come out here, I'm getting arm bar.
Right.
My defense is you're trying to get my wrist. I'm gonna go straight here. It's like a 45-degree down. Because guess what? You can't pull my elbow up. You can't arm bar me like it's out here. So if somebody defends here, they just gave you an arm bar.
But what's the stuff you can pull?
You can do that.
Hey, sure can.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep everything real tight, no, you're good.
So now, like, say it's somebody whose muscles are useful, not like stallions that are just show muscles.
That's what they call me.
He's got show muscles. If he had real muscles, you wouldn't be able to just push him right up there. Okay? So we're gonna pretend that he's put this hand, you're pinning this. He puts that hand there and he says, you're not gonna bend my elbow. Now, yes. And now we're
And
gonna
this is where
walk
I do
up.
this, or I just?
Nope, we're gonna walk your hips up towards his head a little bit. Yes, keep coming, keep coming. This stays.
This
Yeah,
stays.
all this
Walk
stays.
this way. Walk this way. So you're kind of at an angle. Think about like your body's gonna be like a
Oh, when you
seatbelt.
say push on me, sorry.
You're gonna lay on your shoulder, You're almost like a seatbelt.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now,
I'm pinned.
start looking towards the vending machine.
I'm not doing anything, I don't feel like.
And as you do it, let this come up. Bring this down.
So it's just a hair.
Now,
Hair.
I feel like I'm doing
Bring this up a
anything.
little, bring this up a little.
off the ground, elbow
Yeah.
off. Now you're behind the elbow. Now start looking.
Okay.
And this is it. You feel a little tension, but it is
Very subtle.
very subtle.
That's what you tapped, I was like, no way.
And that's why when I first saw this, I mean, it's Gordon Ryan, so you know it's got to be effective. It's got to be good. But at the same time, it was one of those of like, that looks too basic. It doesn't look the same.
You don't feel like you're doing it, you're looking.
Exactly. And that's why when he said, I was like, oh, then you lift and pop. And he's like, no, when you turn, your body naturally rotates and lifts the elbow, and that goes to the pop. So your natural kind of, you're not just like turning your head, you're almost like you're turning your shoulders too. So your head and shoulders turn. And that's what he said.
And Bruss tells us how
And having
the
this all
smallest,
pinned down.
smallest increments of adjustment will absolutely change the whole thing.
And that's the fun thing too, is an eighth of an inch, 2 millimeters will make a difference in whether it pops. I mean,
And I
it could
wish
be
you
like-
could see his face.
You could do this move on, say, like Stallions, Ryan, Mike, get them to tap, and then you go do it on Brian over there, and he doesn't tap. You could move 2 millimeters, all of a sudden he jumps and taps. That's all it takes sometimes, is just to figure out that a little differently. And it's not big movements, it's subtle, small movements, and that's that small victory game. That's what's going to be.
Unless you did.
Yeah.
Yes. Some people that have.
Then you're gonna end up letting go because you're gonna be like, I broke this poor kid, and he's just gonna smile and laugh. You're like, I'm good.
Mr. Human Gum.
Kimura's on him.
Human Gum. We'll get one on, see.
I'll put one on. Watch this. Watch this.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
Circle up. Last little follow through, then we'll roll into some open mat stuff. Okay. So again, the idea is take the basic and how do we keep making it better and better and better? How do we make it tighter? How do we make it stronger? How do we make it hurt worse? How do we make it quick and nasty, right? What do we do? And again, there's a lot of different ways to set this up. Obviously, Mike's laying here letting me set it up. Really, we set it up from a lot of different ways. And again, the other thing too is, if Mike's letting me do this move and he straightens his arm straight out, this is, thank you, you just gave me an arm bar. That's so simple. Usually he's gonna plant here. This is gonna be it, okay? What's one of the other ones real quick? We know gi, he's probably gonna grab something, right? No gi, one of the things that happens a lot is they tuck their hand right under their hip and they almost sit on it. So I don't have, see, I can't get it out there.
Do they ever take like his right arm right now? Does he ever try to ghost it and like shoot it across? the belly?
Absolutely. I've had that too, where I get too heavy like this, I get my hips up, and he comes through the other side, and then yeah, he goes to bridge and ghost. Boom, and see, that's gonna start to take me over, right? So real quick, easy, fun one to do if he tucks his hand. I'm still gonna come over the top here, and I'm gonna come through as deep as I can. See how I grab my own hand? And I'm gonna pull his hand up. I'm gonna slide under, and I'm here. And guess what? For us old people, I dream a genie.
It's a wrap.
I tap my elbows like this and just dip my head. This is it. And if I want to be mean, look, my wrist bone is right in that.
Turning it?
In that.
You just turning it?
Yeah. Because the end of my ulna is right here in the brachioradialis in the forearm muscles.
Oh.
Boom. But see, I push it up. I can wave to everybody. Hi. I shoot through and I keep this deep. Elbow, back of my tricep, and I just
Make a wish.
squeeze. And when I squeeze, I don't squeeze right down. I squeeze my elbows towards Mike's body. That's it. And then, like I said, I can be mean.
Nice.
Don't tuck your hand under your butt if I do this move to you.
You're a champ, Mike.
All right. So again, if you want to feel that or learn that, let me know. During open mat, I'll show you. We'll work on it some, and we'll hit it for another day. And you can do all kinds of nasty stuff from there. All right. So any quick questions on our basic kind of what do we need to do with our grips for commercial? Where do we need their elbow? Where does my bicep need to be shoulder versus upper arm? Right. Again, it's easy concept. It's just constantly adding to it to how do we make it better? How do we make it better? How do we make it better? All right. Everybody good on those? All right. So feel free to ask questions. Keep doing it. We'll hit open mat, spar, roll, just drill, whatever works. Take care of each other. Everybody get ready for a good weekend. Don't forget about coming to watch the fights if you're in town and you can make it over. Stallions will be here. Ryan might be here. Who knows?
I'm thinking about coming.
Bobby might be here.
Thinking about it.
Ryan will be here.
Just
physically,
kidding.
but not mentally.
Just kidding, I'm definitely
All right,
coming.
everybody, good job, good class. Thank you, everybody, for watching. All right, some fun rolls.
Great job.
You had your first class.